Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining. Let's start off in a comfortable seat on the mat. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Last one. Feeling that grounded sensation through the sitting bones. Lengthen the spine on the inhale, reach the crown of the head upwards. So, yogi's choice here for your breath. Begin, or actually, so yogi's choice. So if you're feeling in need for a boost of energy, a little for the afternoon, then you'll want to focus on the inhale. Your inhale will be for a count of, we'll say 6. Your exhale will be for a count of 4. Allowing the inhale to be longer than the exhale increases that, that energy through the body, that boost that you may be needing. If you are needing some calm, some groundedness, then you will inhale for 4, exhale for 6. So that calm, grounded, secure, relaxed, that sensation will come by extending the exhale. Longer exhale, shorter inhale. So your choice, what you need right now, and always know that you can come back to this and switch it up when you're feeling different. And if you're in a space where you feel comfortable closing the eyes, I invite you to do so. Notice how you feel at the beginning of practice and how you felt when you decided, do I need longer inhales or longer exhales? Notice how you're feeling now and be able to reflect on that after our pranayama. Adding an element here if you're needing that boost. You can draw in a beam of light through the crown of the head. If you're needing that extra grounded support, envisioning roots dropping out of the hips, breaking through the earth, working their way into the center. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath here. And we'll finish with a nice full inhale. And then begin to blink the eyes open. And coming back into the physical space. The hands can rest on the knees, finding Sufi rolls, waking up the spine. And change direction. Beautiful. Let's shift our weight over to tabletop position. Finding that long line of the spine from the crown of the head to the tailbone. The shoulders are over the wrists, the hips are over the knees. We'll flow through cat and cow here. As we inhale, we'll drop the belly, lift the gaze. And I'm doing the opposite. As we exhale, we'll round the spine, gaze to the belly button or between the knees. So flowing with your breath. Through cat and cow here. Beautiful. From our neutral spine, from our tabletop, let's bring the right leg over, cross in front of the left as we walk up on the knees to the top of the mat, crisscrossing the legs. And when you get, so the left knee is in front, we'll sit down onto our seat. So the legs are crossed, the left leg is on top. Find cow face pose here. Feet are flexed, pressed out to the side walls. We'll inhale, fingertips up to the sky. And the right hand will give us a pat on the back. We can stretch the tricep here, left hand finding that right elbow, or reach around behind the back, perhaps the fingers hook into one another. You can always use your shirt. Sorry, folks. You can always use your shirt or a strap. Help bring those fingertips closer together if you can't quite reach. So we'll exhale, release, bring the weight forward again. Now we're walking backwards on the knees. And once you get to a place where that right leg is on top of, crossed in front of the left, we'll sit onto our seat. So now the right leg is stacked on top, feet flexed out to the side wall. And we'll inhale, fingertips to the sky. Give yourself a big pat on the back with that left hand. The right hand can stretch or grab onto the left elbow, stretching through the tricep. Or right hand reaches around behind us, fingertips hook onto one another. And grabbing any supports that you need or have handy. Your shirt is always one. We'll exhale, release, unfold the legs. Let's press the soles of the feet into the mat, windshield wiper back and forth. And again, make our way onto all fours to tabletop position. And let's tuck the toes, send the hips high, downward facing dog. And stretch out through the backs of the legs, head over feet. Really rooting in through the base of the palm. We'll look between the hands, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. We'll find halfway lift. Hands compressed to the thighs, the shins, the mat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, nice strong legs. We'll reach up and rise. Exhale, hands pressed together, lower to heart center. Let's take a moment here to set an intention for the practice. And if you're feeling okay closing the eyes, you may wish to do so. Let that intention be whatever floats up into the heart space. It might be connected to a specific posture or pose in your practice, something that you're working on. A nice virtual hug sent through the cosmos to a loved one. Whatever that intention is, let it sink into the heart space. Again, we'll inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank. Engage the core, lowering through, finding your back bend of either cobra or up dog. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Nice deep inhale through the nose here. Exhale, side out the mouth. Again. One more time. Beautiful. Let's inhale. Look between the hands. Walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, nice strong legs. We reach up and rise. And exhale, hands pressed together at heart center. We'll inhale and reach. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank. Lowering through, finding your back bend. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, nice strong legs, we reach up and rise. Exhale, hands press together and lower to heart center. Lower, finding Tadasana, our mountain pose. Playing with our balance here, coming up to the tiptoes and down to the heels. When you come to the tiptoes next, now we'll play and see what it feels like to start to bend the knees, keeping the heels lifted and lowering down into crouch. Keeping the, or pressing into the tiptoes, the toe mounds. Here I always like to untuck The pinky toes, let them really make contact with the mat as well. My fingertips are on the mat. Always an option to stay there or start to see what it feels like to bring hands to heart center. Giving our feet some love today, some yoga. Awesome. We'll exhale, lower the hands, lower the heels, and step back, finding plank. Engage the core here. The knees can be on the mat or lifted. We'll bring the right hand into the center of the mat as the heels turn to the right, left hand to the sky. And that bottom leg can act as a kickstand. It can lower down to the mat, some added stability. And then with as many steps as you need, we'll lift the left leg and step it forward to the top of the mat. Both hands touch down. We're in low lunge. And that stretch through the front of the right hip. And we'll exhale, frame that front foot, straighten the front leg. Left toes point out to the sky, our half splits, Hanumanasana. Bend into that left leg, walking the hands forward once more. Bring the hands to heart center. Option to stay here or cross the right elbow to the outside of that left thigh. Option to stay here or tuck those back toes, lift the back knee. Bring our side angle with a twist. And the hands can press together at heart center or spread wide like wings. Exhale, lower that back knee, hands frame the front foot, we step back to plank. Engage the core. The left hand will come to the middle of the mat as the heels turn to the left, right fingertips to the sky. Always as many steps as needed. We'll inhale that right leg up and then walk it to the front of the mat and find our low lunge. Breathe into that left hip flexor. And after your next exhale, we'll straighten that right leg. Toes reach up to the sky. Walk the hands forward, framing that front foot. Bring the hands to heart center, and that left elbow will reach across the right thigh. We can stay here or tuck the back toes, lifting the back knee. Again, hands can stay pressed together or spread wide like wings. Exhale, frame that front foot, step back into plank. We'll lower through, finding your back bend, and then exhale to downward facing dog. And we'll inhale, We'll look between the hands, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, nice strong legs. We'll reach up and rise. Exhale, hands come to heart center. All right, from Tadasana here, all four corners of the feet have equal weight distributed. Bring the weight into the left leg as we draw the right knee into the chest. Option to stay here or find our yogi toe grip. So the index finger and middle finger wrap around the inside of the big toe. The thumb is on the outside. An option to stay here or straighten that right leg. And then bringing in that same balance that we had earlier. I'm not going to press into my big toes, but I'm going to lower down into a crouch, keeping this leg straight. And now the thing that I'm working on is coming back up to stand. Not there yet. Always just a chance to play, see where we're at, give thanks to the body for where it's at. Lower that right leg. Awesome. Find that equal weight through the feet once more. Now you know what's coming. You're either super excited or not at all. We'll draw the left shin into the chest. An option to stay here or that yogi toe grip. Option to stay here or straighten that left leg. I have a left big toe injury, so it's looking a bit funky for me right now. And then option to lower down, keeping that left leg straight out in front. And then if you can, pressing back up to a stand. And then we'll lower the left leg to the mat. Awesome. Take a nice deep breath here in Tadasana and mountain pose. And then with the left leg, we'll take a big step. So now the toes are facing the long edge of the mat. We're in a wide-legged forward fold. Draw the toes so they're pointed in, heels are pointed out. Adding that tilt through the pelvis will help us find some space on our wide-legged forward fold. We'll bring the hands behind us, interlace the fingers at the small of the back. As we inhale, we'll lengthen the arms, knuckles draw down to the earth, gaze up. And exhale, hinge from the hips. The hands can rest on the small of the back or straighten, reaching up and overhead. We'll exhale, release the hands, they make contact with the mat. We'll bend into the right leg, straighten the left, our side lunge. The tail can be as low to the mat or as high as you need. Either way, you're feeling that stretch through the inner thigh on the left leg. We'll walk the hands through center, bending into the left, straightening the right. Move back through center. By this time, your heels might be pointed in, toes pointed out. We'll switch those legs again, finding, or feet, I guess, finding that wide-legged forward fold. Toes pointed in, heels pointed out. We'll walk the hands back in line with the feet. Inhale, find length through the spine. Exhale, hinging forward, letting that head be a weight drawing you down to the mat. If anyone has headstand in their practice and wants to float on up, go for it. We'll press into those palms, drawing the heels in towards one another. We'll rise up to goddess pose. So working the legs towards 90 degrees, goalpost arms. We'll inhale, lengthen the arms, lengthen the legs, 5-point star. And exhale, bend in to goddess. Inhale, straighten and lengthen. And on your next exhale, bend back into goddess. Our last one. We'll inhale, straighten and lengthen, and then we'll turn, step forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, hinging forward, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, hinge forward, forward folds. Option to bring the palms of the hands to make contact with the sole of the foot. So the top of your hand is resting on the mat. Take as deep of a bend in the knees as you need. We'll inhale, find length through the spine here, and then exhale, hinge, lean forward, forward folds. Let the head be heavy, the neck is long. Exhale, release the hands. Let's wiggle walk the feet out so they're pointing at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock and sit into our Yogi Squat. So once exhale, come to sit on your mat. Lengthen the legs, toes pointing up to the sky. Engage through the quads, the kneecaps drop closer to the body. And then we'll inhale, fingertips to the sky. Tadasana, staff pose. Exhale. Let's turn to face the long edge of the mat, finding a wide-legged forward fold. Or so we won't forward fold yet, but just a wide-legged seat. Bring the hands in front of the body, and then we'll turn the chest to face the right leg, walking the hands towards that foot. Inhale, walk the hands back towards the center of the body, then pivoting, turning the chest towards that left leg. And exhale, walk the hands towards the left foot. The hands back towards the body. The right sole of the foot presses into the inseam of the left leg. Left hand works its way towards that foot. Right fingertips up and over. Inhale, rise up, switch the legs, right leg is long, left foot finds the inseam, right hand works its way down towards the right foot, left fingertips up and over. Inhale, rise up to a seat. We'll turn to face the long edge of the mat, pressing the soles of the feet together. Konasana or butterfly pose. Inhale, release the hands, drawing the knees up to the sky, soles of the feet plant to the mat, and the windshield wiper back and forth. Some soles of the feet press into the mat, and we'll work our way to laying down. Arms will reach forward, and we're going to take a count of 10 to lay down on our backs. So we'll start from 10, 9, 8, slowly working down, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Onto our back. Soles of the feet pressed in to the mat. Finding bridge pose here. If you have a block or a bolster and want to find a restorative posture, lifting the hips and placing the block or bolster under the sacrum. Finding an active version of bridge will brush the middle finger and index finger against the heels. That's how close you want the heels towards the body. Press the palms of the hands down into the mat. As we inhale, we'll lift the hips. Release the tension through the glutes. Let the hamstrings do the work. And we'll exhale and lower. Again, option to maintain that restorative posture. We can find that exact same bridge that we just did, or I'll give another variation. So check in, the fingers are just brushing the heels. As we inhale, we'll press in through the palms, lift the hips. So option to stay here or interlace the fingers, roll onto the shoulders. Now we're pressing into the shoulders, the fingers or the clasped hand. Again, release the tension through the glutes. Keeping those knees drawn towards one another, about hip width apart. We'll exhale and lower. We'll do one more bridge posture. So any of those options that we've already found, or if you have wheel in your practice and want to find wheel, then that is, for now is a great time to do that. So we'll prep. As we inhale, we'll lift those hips, finding the variation of bridge that feels best for you here on our third and final one. And on your next exhale, we'll release and lower. Some windshield the knees back and forth. Windshield wiper. And when the knees are over to the left, we'll keep them there. Spread the arms wide. We'll gaze to the right fingertips. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be. We'll draw the knees back through center, and then over to the right, and we'll gaze to the left. And when someone else instead of always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Draw the knees back into center, and then straighten the legs, and let them reach long down the mat as we find Shadasana, our final resting pose. One option here is to have the feet wider than the hips, the hands wider than the shoulders, taking up as much space as you need. Another option is to find legs up the wall. Whatever would be most relaxing for you here. As you let the practice melt into the mat, the practice melts into the body melts into the mat. Bring awareness back into the breath, back into the body. Gentle wiggle of the toes and of the fingers. Take a nice big stretch overhead, feeling the length of the body from the tiptoes to the fingertips. And we'll roll to one side, pausing there. And then we'll press up through the palms, coming up to a seat. Thank you as always for joining and sharing your practice.